Hi folks, I've shaved my beard off. It's still me though. I'm not sure if it was a good move, but I can always grow it back. But I hope you're having a good day. I was just wanting to say, like, you know, I've been through a lot of tough times, and like they're nowhere near as tough as so many millions of people have been through in the world, but it can be a real struggle sometimes just to keep the morale up, and keep on wanting to keep on trying, with things in life and that, and I was thinking, like, if you're going through tough times, I just wanted to say, like, well done for keeping on trying, and like, please keep on trying, and like, if you ever need anyone to talk with, like, just get in touch with me through the comments section, and it'd be nice to hear from you. And I think, like, I was realizing earlier, there's so many messages in the that we get through all media and social media and all that make us feel like we're not enough, and we're not doing enough, and we're not trying hard enough, and that if you want to be happy, you just have to work harder. And I was thinking, really, a lot of it, there's that Occam's razor thing of, the simplest solution and the simplest answer is probably the correct one. And really, all these messages about we need to try harder and we need to work harder and all that fits in well with the whole agenda of people that run big corporations and all that, where they want more people to be workers, and and that would explain why there are so many messages that are making it seem like it's a bad thing to have children these days, and and so many messages encouraging people not to have children and to stop to have their children from being able to exist even, it's it's crazy, like all the way they're making it seem like a trivial thing, like, and I won't go more into that, but it's like, it's tragic, the way the messages we're getting is programmed and conditioned into our minds of, how I think they're trying to divide people against each other. They're trying to divide races against each other. They're trying to divide the sexes against each other. They're trying to make it so that, like, people are, no matter what opinion you've got, there's someone that's going to attack you for having that opinion, and really, who's it all serving, really? Like, really, it's, I suppose, like, companies that sell antidepressants are doing really well out of it, and ADHD medication companies and all that, they're doing really well out of it. Advertising companies and companies that sell products to try and make you feel happier about life, and and the companies that need cheap workers, they're doing better out of it, because if the families are becoming divided and all that, and it's becoming seen as a bad thing to have a family, then that means there's more people not having families, and that means there's more cheap workers available because of all sorts of reasons. And also it means, if people aren't forming strong bonds between families and between groups of people, if they're keeping communities divided against each other, and excuse me, and social groups divided against each other, then it means people can't build themselves up by all helping each other, and I think it's so important to keep on reminding ourselves that we're literally under attack. Like, it sounds paranoia, but it is kind of psychological warfare, like a psyop, and I know it sounds like paranoia, but advertising companies literally make money by, and the companies that use them, they make money by making people feel miserable about their lives and making us feel we've not got things that they try and make us feel we need in our lives, and that's using psychological manipulation against us to make us spend our money, and then all these things have an effect on how we feel, and you know, these days where we just wake up, you know, we wake up feeling good, and then all of a sudden we end up feeling really down because there's something we've seen, you know, like, and you know, and we don't even realize it's because of what we've seen. We've been flicking through some collection of like some you know, something like YouTube or whatever, you know, like, and you know, it's a great thing, the amount of information we can learn from it and all that, you know, and the fun things and all that. But there's also a lot of stuff where there's people trying to make money by telling us that we're no good, you know, like, and that we're not good enough, and that if we give them lots of money to go on their training course or to buy their book, then they've got the answers seemingly, like, and if they say it confidently enough, then a lot of people believe them and give them their money, you know, like, and it can have an effect just generally where you get this message of like, oh, you know, if you're not in a relationship or something, like, it's getting really tough for a lot of guys, you know, to find someone to settle down with, because, you know, like I know it causes a lot of division even having an opinion on this, but like a lot of the guys that want a relationship with a woman, like a lot of the women that want to be in a relationship settle down with someone, so, and then there's a lot of women that are just quite happy just to be single, you know, and then we end up being told that if we want a relationship, we need to become like millionaires and like have an amazing house and an amazing career and X, Y, Z, you know, and what about just the fact that we're a good-hearted person? Does that not count for enough, you know? And you know, it's you know, and we're getting all these messages programmed into us that it's becoming more and more socially acceptable to like judge people in all sorts of different levels and telling people they're not good enough, they need to try harder, you know, so no wonder we're feeling depressed a lot of the time, you know, and like no wonder we get down, you know, like just bombarded by all these messages about how we're not good enough and how we have to try harder and all that. And so I was just wanting to say, like, you know, if you're having a tough day, like, please try and remember we're getting bombarded by all these messages telling us that we're not good enough, you know, and that we need to try harder and we need to do more and we need to be more successful, whatever that means, and you know, basically become a servant of the machine, like, you know, like make as much money as we can and pay loads of taxes and, you know, like not bring up a family because, you know, it's seen as a bad thing these days seemingly. And really, I can't remember what video it was I watched the other day, but it was a good point they made where, you know, like, oh yeah, it was, believe it or not, it was actually Tucker Carlson. Like, I know a lot of people probably really don't like him, but I just thought, oh, what's this video all about? Watched it, and it raised a really good point about how the messages of like we're being told don't have children and making it easy for people not to have children if they end up nearly having them, you know. Like, you know, that message that people are getting given and the direction it's all going of like making it so that companies are making it so that people can not have children if they want to and all that, you know, it's horrible, like, but it all serves the whole corporate thing, really. It doesn't, and ironically corporate means body, you know, like you know, like that, but you know, it's you know, I think that it's really really important to remind ourselves if we're going through tough times that we're getting bombarded by all these messages of terrible things, really, you know, of like how they devalue the whole concept of a baby's life and like and a person's life into being this thing of like how much money do you make, and you know, and like what about love, you know, like, and what about good-heartedness? Does that not count for anything in the eyes of these people, you know? It's like, but then, you know, it doesn't in psychopath's eyes, does it? Like, you know, they don't value things like that, and I think we're I know it sounds like paranoia, but a lot of these people that are able to become hugely successful, they do that by not having empathy, you know, and that's a trait of a psychopath, you know. Um, so, yeah, like I think it's we're not, I know it sounds like paranoia, but I think really we are under attack in so many ways. Like you know, like there's so many different messages that are sent out, maybe not on purpose, but they're dividing us and they're making us doubt ourselves. They're making us feel rubbish about our own lives. They're making us feel rubbish about our abilities, because all these different people are putting out these messages have got agendas where they're trying to make us feel rubbish about ourselves. Like even Tony Robbins, like he's a motivational speaker, but his basic message is that we're not good enough, and that if we give him money, he'll tell us how to be good enough. You know, and these people, like they sell these messages if they know the answers, but how many of them have had happy, successful marriages? You know, the people are paying these people to take advice off them about how to live life and all that, and they're telling us that they know the answers. How many of them have really actually lived a happy, successful life where the marriage hasn't fallen apart and you know, they've actually, you know, got a happy family and all that? You know, not many of them. So please, like, don't let them make you feel rubbish about your own life, because like I was feeling really down earlier, thinking, oh, you know, I've not got my life how I need it to be and all that. And I'm really lucky. I've got like my studio set up right now with my computer and my speakers and that I've managed to pull together and get over the years. And like, but you know, this isn't my house. I mean, this is someone else's house. I'm truly blessed enough by them and by God to be able to stay here right now, but this is not my house that I'm living in, and I don't have any income at all, like coming in like from jobs and stuff, because my mind got so hurt and damaged by like the loss of my child, to be honest, like through all that Planned Parenthood stuff, you know, like which by the way takes no account of the father's feelings in that whole thing, you know. You know, which is terrible. It's being told that you have no say in what happens to your child's life is outrageous. And then we get told that we're toxic males. You know, it's like, it's heartbreaking. Like, but anyway, I wasn't meaning to get on to all these heavy subjects. I was meaning to be uplifting. Some I failed on that as well. Like, but I just really hope, like, if you're having a tough day, like that, you know, like the saying goes, like, we need to try and remind ourselves, don't let the bastards grind us down, you know, like, because some people are making a lot of money and controlling a lot of people by making people feel miserable about themselves and about our chances in life, and they're trying to make us feel we have to do X, Y, and Z to become successful, to, like, be of any worth in the world, you know. And like, sure, like I can't really talk myself in terms of like I'm at the mercy of other people in terms of having a roof over my head and stuff, because I got broken by the loss of my child, you know, like, and not being able to stop them killing them, to be honest, like, and like it's like, you know, and I know people disagree with my statement about that, but for a father, that's how it felt, you know what I mean? Like, for that to happen, you have your opinion, I'll have mine on that one, you know. Like, but I think, like, you know, we're under attack in so many ways, like emotionally and psychologically and that, you know. And it's weird, like Aleister Crowley, like he said there was 10,000 years of darkness coming, you know, like, and he was really high up in all the Freemasonry and stuff. He was like a Rosicrucian, like a Freemason, like a Prince of Haradium sort of thing, you know, like, and like which not a lot of people know, you know, like he was in amongst all the top brass and all that sort of thing, you know. So you know, he kind of knew what was being planned and all that, and what was underway, you know, like, and he said there's 10,000 years of darkness coming, and strangely he said his writings were a light therein, you know, like you know, like the only reason I know this stuff is I was trying to figure out the meaning of life, and so I read a lot of different philosophical books and all sorts of stuff, you know. But strangely, like his philosophy of "do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law," that's becoming the way philosophy that's being preached through a lot of different sources now. You know, in people insisting on the right to do whatever they want, but then also insisting on the right to tell other people what they should think. You know, it's double standards central going on. But you know, and it's also interesting how few references there are to him on the internet as well. I think that's interesting. That, you know, like, is it a purposeful thing that he's being hidden away? Like, when his teachings are being so dominant in the psychology of what's going on at the moment, you know, is that the zeitgeist or whatever they call it, you know, like, but whatever that means. The only other German I know is Krankenwagen and beer, which is ambulance and beer, which is a handy combination to have, I suppose. But like, no, I don't drink much these days. Actually, I used to drink quite a lot, but I like the odd beer. But you know, and if you're having a drink later, cheers. I hope you have a nice day. And you know, like, it's really important to, I think, you know, to like treat ourselves like good, you know, and like to remind ourselves like there's a whole array of things attacking our minds, really, in terms of the images we get and the messages we get online of telling us we're not good enough and that we have to try harder and we have to work harder, and all this David Goggins bullshit, like, of like how he never stops working and never sleeps and be harder and all that stuff. Is Bruce Lee said if you stay too hard all the time, you'll break, you know, like, and it's, we don't see behind the scenes of these people either, you know, like there's a thing in psychology where, I can't remember the term for it, but basically if someone's got that really hard, strong exterior where they pretend like nothing ever upsets them, and that, like Andrew Tate or David Goggins, like underneath it all, it's a massive psychological defense thing against, usually they got bullied very hard or something like that, so they put up this big shield, you know, and so these messages we're getting off these people where they're saying like, yeah, try harder, you got to try harder, and all that. It's like they're running away from something. They're not running to something. Like so. I know he'd probably disagree with me, but like, I think the message he's giving out, fair play to him. He's making money off it. He's building a career and all that. He's building a life, but you know, it can make us feel like we're not like good enough even when we do try. You know, because like, I'm not saying don't try and build a life up. I'm saying like it's good to try and build up the life you want, though. You know, like, and don't let other people dictate to you or make you feel like you're not good enough when you are trying. Like, because like, to someone else, like, looking at me, they might think, oh, that guy's not got an income from a job, he's worthless, you know, like, he's nothing, what he's pathetic, you know, like, and like, on one level they're right. Like, I am worthless and pathetic on a like earning money level, but like, they don't see the fact that I got totally broken by the loss of my son, and like my work has been to try and like rebuild myself and like to rebuild how I feel strong enough so that I can function on a basic level, and so I can go outside without crying every time I see someone with their children, because it reminds me of the fact my son got killed. Like, you know, like that's my hard work, you know, and it might not be bringing me in millions of pounds and all that, but it's been the hardest work I've ever done, is rebuilding my heart and how I feel and all that. And so like, and I know like if you're watching this and you're going through a tough time, that you've probably been through far tougher times than what I'm going through or what I've been through, and like, I just want you to know, like, you're doing great and you're doing brilliant, just trying and just keeping on trying to live and keeping on trying to function. And please don't let those bastards grind you down, because a lot of them don't give a shit about us. They act like they're gurus and they can help us and that. They just want our money. Like, they want to make us feel miserable about ourselves and that we're not trying hard enough, so we pay for their training courses and all that, you know, and buy their books and watch their videos, and if they sound confident enough, it can make people think they know the answers. And it is good to like I find it does help to listen to these people sometimes when I'm wanting to build up my determination to like try harder to build something up, you know, like it really is helpful, some of the stuff they say. Like I'm not trying to take that away from them. Like sometimes stuff David Goggins has said, or Mel Robbins, like I was going to say Mel Gibson. Like sometimes the stuff they've said has really like lifted me up, and like I know like you know, I know that sounds daft, but like the contradiction there, but like, you know, sometimes the stuff they say really lifts up people, you know, so that's good that they're giving people determination to try harder, to, you know, when times are tough, like when our backs are against the wall and we're feeling overwhelmed by stuff. It's really good to listen to these people that are saying, like, you know, just, you got to try harder, you know, you can do it, like it's in you, you can keep on trying. But a lot of them have quite pointed attacks at us, so like saying, you know, like how we're pathetic or whatever. Like Andrew Tate is notoriously bad for that, you know. But you know, it's like, I think you know, it's like, I think it's so important in the face of all these messages we get to just keep reminding ourselves that we are getting bombarded by all these messages telling us we're not good enough, and that's probably why we quite often feel down when we have a day where we just start to feel down and we don't know why we're starting to feel down. And you know, so I just want to say, like, I really think you're doing great if you're keeping on trying, and like, you know, please keep on trying, and don't give up, and those things you want to do, you can build them up, and like you know, all you have to do is decide what you want to do, and then just try and figure out what steps you need to take to get there, and then do those steps, you know. And it can be really hard to keep doing that, but if you're managing to keep on functioning and keep on living through really tough times, honestly, you deserve much more credit than you're getting given by a lot of people. And like, I think I really hope life works out good for you, and please don't give up and keep on trying, and don't let all these messages off the internet telling us we're not good enough, don't let them beat us, you know, like, because the world needs good people like you, and you know, it needs the world needs good-hearted people in it to keep on sort of flying the flag in our hearts of what's right and what's good and what's right and what's good, you know. And because if we are going to go through 10,000 years of darkness, we're going to need people to build families and keep good values going, and like keep remembering what's right and good in this world. And you know, we might have to do the thing of like going incognito, like, and just, I know it sounds crazy paranoia, but if things keep developing the way they do, it's going to start to become a crime to just like have your own opinion, and it already is. Like, like there's a guy went to jail the other day for refusing to call someone by the you know, title they insisted on, you know. And this teacher guy had to go to jail in Ireland over that, you know, just because he had a difference of opinion on something. So the thought police is here, you know, and Orwell's 1984 is happening. It's like, you know, and I know some people say that's paranoia, but the reality is that there are people going to jail for having a difference of opinion to someone, and they're not even getting in their face about it. They're just saying, I refuse to call that person the thing they insist on. It's like, since when was speech compelled? Like, since when was it right to insist that someone says particular words? Like, that's dictatorship, that's totalitarianism. So it's kind of here now. So like, I think it's becoming more and more important to try and build up our defenses psychologically against all this stuff, of like, so we can keep on building ourselves up and going in the direction we want to, and that we feel is best to go in without getting diverted off track, and because like some of it'll try and make us angry, so we react against it, so we end up in prison or something, you know, like that guy that refused to call someone by their name they wanted, you know, like, don't know, whatever they wanted to be called, like, and you know, but so I think it's really important. Like, it's so easy to get knocked off balance by like attacks and all that, you know, like in martial arts, you know, like Systema, you know, you can get really thrown off balance by just a slight bit of pressure in a particular direction at a particular time, you know. And so like I think with all this stuff that's going on and all this stuff that's coming, we need to start to build up our awareness and almost train ourselves to recognize what's going on and like see what's going on in the world and see what's going on in the inputs we're getting and the outputs from what's around us, and you know, like assess the battlefield terrain, you know, like you know, like, because really, you know, it's like Mobb Deep said, there's a war going on outside no one is safe from, you know, like, and to paraphrase them, you know, like, and you know, that war, like, to avoid becoming a victim of the psychological warfare stuff that's going on, all the advertising and all the messages from the media telling us we're not good enough. I think we need to, a really good thing to do is to be aware of the threat, you know, be aware of it, to be able to recognize the threat, you know, like, and to be able to identify the threat and see what it's doing and look at its tactics and see, oh, it's trying to make me feel down about myself, like, you know. And I know that sounds like paranoia, but like looking at it in cold analytical terms, it's like, you know, psychologically the threats to us can be from messages from outside us that can threaten our stability emotionally and our ability to function and our desire to function. And a large part of, like, for example, biological warfare is it's to diminish the enemy's desire to fight, you know, like, and so like basically, you know, they'll try and make people feel sick, like, and afraid of illness and all that, by which reduces their desire to do things like go out or socialize or all that, you know, because that's like group cohesion if we're socializing and all that, and we're building ties with communities and all that, you know. And some people don't want us to be doing that, it seems, you know, and like because it suits them to have us all divided and arguing amongst ourselves so that they can it makes it easier to divide and conquer and all that, you know. And I know it sounds like paranoia, and if you don't believe me, that's fine, you know, but really we're under a lot of different we get a lot of messages coming at us just even from advertising, trying to make us feel like, you know, we don't have the house or the private jet or the car or the clothes or the diamonds, you know, that we should have, like, if we're going to be good enough as a man to attract a woman or something, you know. It's like, and then also it goes the other way where they're programming into women's minds that that's what you should want, is to be independent and not even want a man, and to not want a family, and to demand the right to destroy or kill your family if you are in danger of having a baby, like, you know. It's like, so that, and then they're programming this into people's minds of the conditioning the response of feeling like it's socially acceptable to like do all these things, you know. Like, I don't want to go into too many details, but like, you know, the decades ago, it'd be like hundreds of years ago, it was the total opposite. People would be absolutely horrified if someone wanted to get rid of their child, like, you know, and all that, you know. And whereas now it's been conditioned into people so much that people that say it's bad to do that are the ones that are coming under attack, you know. Like, so it's over time, like, with repeated inputs to people's minds, you can change their conditioned responses to things so that you can make what used to be totally unacceptable acceptable. And like, people become desensitized to violence through all the things we see in films and computer games and all that, and music videos, to the point where now, you know, you get murders going on in cities all the time and people don't even it just doesn't affect them at all, because they think, oh, that's just what happens. Whereas hundreds of years ago, there'd be a manhunt to find whoever did it and lynch them, like, and now we're supposed to, like, sympathise with the person that murdered the person. It's craziness, like. So anyway, this turned into a whole deeper video than it's been. I was meaning to just say a minute-long video of saying, if you're going through tough times, please, like, keep on trying, and, like, I really hope things get better for you. And don't forget that we're under bombardment by all these messages from media and social media telling us we're not good enough, and we're under attack, where they're trying to divide us against each other in the sexes and all that. They're trying to make us all fight against each other and dislike each other and divide us against each other, because it suits the people that are running companies and corporations to have us all divided, because then we have lots of individual people who then need to earn enough money to get their own house, and instead of teaming up with a partnership of a loving married couple, and that, where it's easier to build up a life with a house and all that. Whereas if we're all divided and we're all trying to struggle to make ends meet ourselves, we'll be more likely to take poorly paid jobs just because we're desperate for the income and all that. And they want us divided, they want us weak, they want us to be poor, because then that means they get richer, and they can. And also some people just want us to. They speak confidently about what the answers are, so we believe them. Even a lot of priests and all that, a lot of church people, they sound confident about what God told them and all that, and just they ask for donations. They always want your money. Yeah, it's like sickening. Like that Kenneth Copeland. God's sake. I personally feel that guy is, like, not right. He's wrong in so many ways. Sorry, the video cut out there. And he just wants your money, like. And so many of these people, Joel Osteen with his like surgically implanted smile, like they just want your money. They're actors. The definition of the word hypocrite is from the root of the word actor. They're acting, they're playing a part to get to, and they sound confident, they sound like they know the answers, and that makes people who are looking for the answers believe that they know the answers, and it makes people want to give money to them. They're so rich, and they'll say, oh, there's nothing wrong with that, it's God wanted me to have it, but honestly, there's so much wrong with the messages they're giving, and that, especially at Kenneth Copeland. What an evil, in my opinion, I know, I'm not saying it's a fact that he's evil for court purposes. I'm saying, in my opinion, I personally feel he's an evil guy that just wants people's money. And if you want to donate money to a good cause, please, give it to a charity where they're helping orphans or something, wow, the end of this video turned out a bit more dramatic than I was meaning it to, but I just it sickens me when I see people preying on people's search for meaning and answers, and people's desperation to find answers when they're taking money for getting those answers all the time. And it's it's really sad, and they're preying on people's need for hope, and I think Jesus himself would not like those people. I personally don't think. I would love Jesus to turn up and give his opinion on all that, but that would be so amazing to see. But I'm pretty sure that he would not be too amused by Kenneth Copeland or Joel Osteen. And they can debate that with me anytime. But yeah, I really think when people are feeling lost, it's so easy to feel like someone that sounds confident knows the answers, and so then we start to listen to them and believe what they're saying and that. But if someone keeps on saying God told me this and God told me that, you got to doubt that, because in the Bible it says no one has ever heard God's voice. I'm sure it says that. Apart from, was it Moses, or there was one other guy? No, it was, I can't remember his name. The rabbis talk about him. There was one guy that's supposed to have been able to, was it on Job? But I think Job spoke with God, but I could be wrong about that. But anyway, that's a whole other video. But yeah, all these people, and there's so many people doing prophecy videos and all that, saying, God told me this, and God told me to tell you this, and oh man, really? So this video they're doing that tells this message that every single person that watched that video was supposed to receive that particular message. Oh man, so I would love Jesus to turn up and tell us his opinion about all this stuff. It'd be so great to hear. But anyway, this turned into a totally different video to what I was meaning it to start out as. I was really just meaning it to be a really short video, which is the running theme in my videos, I think, now. If there was ever a running theme, I was meaning it to be a minute long. I was meaning to just say, I really hope if you're finding things tough, that please remember that we're under bombardment from so many different messages in media and all that, telling us how bad life is and how we are not successful enough and what we need to do to be successful. And really, if you're keeping on trying, you're doing great. And if you're good-hearted to others when you're going through tough times, then you are the biggest treasure in the world. After God and all that, to be good-hearted to other people when you're going through tough times is the best thing you could ever be. And it doesn't matter if you've not got money, and it doesn't matter if you've not got a house to live in, and that is, as long as you please just keep on trying, because hopefully things will get better. And don't sell out your soul to do bad things to make money and all that, and don't let them grind you down. And it's awful not having. I don't mean to sound glib when I say about it doesn't matter if you've not got a house. Of course it matters if you've got a house. I've been technically homeless in the past, where I remember I was at a friend's house and it was 4 in the morning and I needed to stay over till about 6 because I was going to get a train to the other part of the country to go and stay with someone that I'd met, and the guy kicked me out into the streets in the middle of the night, in the middle of winter, telling me I couldn't sleep on his sofa at 4 in the morning, and I thought he was a good friend, but apparently I wasn't worthy enough to sleep on his sofa in the middle of winter for 3 hours there. So it sucks being homeless, and so I really hope if you are going through tough times that things get better for you soon, and that you find good-hearted people who will let you stay on the sofa. And I'm literally lucky enough to have someone that's letting me use their house to live in, so I'm truly blessed with that, I'm just really lucky with that. And but I've lived in houses that were really rough places to live, and rats running around in mold, and really dangerous neighbours, and in really dangerous areas, and by the way, if people think I don't know what a dangerous area is, when people are getting shot in the head and all that around you, I think that counts as a dangerous area. So anyone that doubts that I know what a tough area is, and but yeah, I just really wanted to say, please keep on trying, and I hope life gets better for you soon. And I've been through a lot of stuff, but nowhere near as much tough stuff as most so many people have been through. And I just really hope life gets good for you, and I can understand how hard it feels, because even earlier today I was starting to feel why am I even keeping on trying, and that's why I'm doing this video, is because I just wanted to say please keep on trying. And in a way I'm talking to myself, because I'm not even sure if anyone watches these videos all the way to the end, and if you do, can you leave a message in the comments just so I know someone's watched this to the end, and also so I know who to send a medal to, because you deserve a medal for watching the whole of my videos. But I really hope life gets good for you soon. And the whole point of this channel is trying to find ways to make life better. And so far I've just talked about different, I really hope things get good for you and that. But I think sometimes, excuse me, I think sometimes like one thing we really need to do to make sure life keeps getting better and to protect our progress and that is to like keep reminding ourselves of like we're doing great really if we're keeping on trying, and like we're doing much better than we realise sometimes, and just the fact we're keeping on trying to keep on living and all that, like we need to remind ourselves that that we're doing good, we're doing great when we're under bombardment by so many tough things and so many difficult things in life, and the loss of people we care about, or like anyone that's lost anyone they care about. I really feel for you. It's the most horrible feeling in the world, like, and lots of love to you, and I hope you feel better soon, and and please keep in touch, like send me a message to say hi. It'd be really nice to hear from you, and I'm hoping we can build up a community of people that actually help each other and lift each other up and are there for each other in tough times, and we all chat with each other and keep each other cheered up on tough days, and all that. So it'd be really nice to hear from you, and if you've gone through any of these things, or if you're going through tough times, please let talk about it in the comments if you like, or some of my videos have got my email address on them, so just send me an email. I'm at potentialtechniques@gmail.com. It's this channel name at gmail.com, it'd be good to hear from you if you want to. And I might not be able to respond for ages because sometimes it takes me months to check my emails, so my apologies if I don't get back in touch with you soon and all that, but it's really good to hear from you if you want to get in touch, and I hope life will be good for you, and I really think we're under attack, like by like all the, it's like the aliens are attacking, looking at it from a funny perspective, it's like in a film where the aliens are attacking and they're bombarding us with these messages saying like we're not good enough, and we're not successful enough, and we need to try harder, and that family life is bad and having children is bad, and a man's not a man and a woman's not a woman, and all that stuff, and it's like I personally, like if a man wants to be a woman and a woman wants to be a man, or a man is a woman but was born a man, and all that stuff, it's like whatever you want to do in life, please do it, but please just don't dictate to others what they should think, and because that's totalitarianism, and personally I'm not a big fan of totalitarianism, and ironically a lot of the people who argue the strongest against totalitarianism actually are totalitarianists, like dictators, like they're telling other people what to think and all that, and what to do and how we should live and all that, and while they insist on their right to live how they want, so it's a crazy world, isn't it? It's turning into a crazy world, and the lunatics are running the asylum, which is offensive to some lunatics, I know, but it's hard to know what words to say these days, without offending someone. So I hope you have a good day, and it'd be really nice to hear from you in the comments. And honestly, if you're keeping on going through all this madness that's going on in the world, no offense to mad people, but if you're keeping on going through all this madness in this world, you're doing great. You honestly, you're doing 100% great. Just keeping on going through all this absolute craziness that's going on in the world, and all these negative messages we're getting told about ourselves and how we're not good enough and all that. You're doing great, and you are great. If you're good-hearted to others through this world, you are one of the biggest treasures in this planet. No doubt, you're one of the biggest treasures on this planet if you're good-hearted to others when you're going through all these tough times. So thanks so much for watching, and lots of love to you, and see you later. Lots of love to you. Bye.